16 events, 16 challenges for these teams to face, and 16 teams are heading into the finale for Quack's Marble Clash Season 2. Hello everyone, I'm your host Quack, and today we have Sand Rally, where the Red Rockets currently hold the point lead, trying to become a champion of Quack's Marble Clash. The City Lights not too far behind them, the Rose Rollers currently in 3rd place, the Snapping Turtles, Stingrays, even down the King Crabs, Ivy League, Flashbangs, and Team Pixie still able to win, but of course, today we have the final challenge, Sand Rally. It's similar to Sand Moguls earlier this season, but it's a very different course. It will still be heats of 4, and the Red Rockets are raring to go. There is no test run. We will be diving straight in with Heat 1. The Red Rockets, Ivy League, Team Pixie, and Slush Rush, all currently contenders, but of course the Red Rockets in the point lead. They have all eyes on them, and they're starting off in 2nd place. They actually take the lead there from the Ivy League. The Ivy League's still in the advancement zone, though, as the Slush Rush are trying to challenge. Now Team Pixie go by on the outside to take 3rd place, but it's not going to matter. They make contact with the Red Rockets, but it's not going to matter. They fall back to 4th, and that is the end. The Ivy League and Red Rockets pretty much end-to-end were the teams in the advancement zone, and now we see how this event works. It will be heats of 4 on this track. It's about 15 seconds long, similar to Obstacle Course earlier this season, but the Red Rockets advance, which is pivotal for the championship. That eliminates Team Pixie, and even the Ivy League, despite advancing here, will not be able to win the championship due to the Red Rockets advancing. Same for the Flashbangs, and the Slush Rush here are out of podium contention due to not advancing, but that already has several implications. That's already 3 teams out of contention just due to this first heat with the Red Rockets advancing. The Ivy League also winning this one is pivotal for them. They're going to need all the help they can get. They can still contend for a podium, even though they can't contend for the championship anymore. But Sleet from the Slush Rush and Magica, the captain of Team Pixie, will be going no further. Meanwhile, Jewelweed from the Ivy League, who we saw in Funnel Endurance earlier this season, they will be moving on. But now the Rose Rollers, Pollen Puffs, Loaves of Bread, and Snapping Turtles, none of these teams super high in the standings, but the Snapping Turtles still have a chance at the title. And we are off. It's the Rose Rollers starting out right now, and they are another team that's still in contention. The Loaves of Bread also up there. We saw the Pollen Puffs dive off the track earlier. Meanwhile, the Rose Rollers, their captain, has the lead for now. The Loaves of Bread catch up, and the Snapping Turtles do as well. The Rose Rollers, they choke, and are they going to be able to catch up? No, it's too late for them. And the Rose Rollers, that is another team that we will not be seeing win the championship. The Rose Rollers had it in their grasp. The Pollen Puffs got beached there. Almost looks like they got shoved off by the Loaves of Bread. But either way, the Rose Rollers, what a choke there. It looked like they had it. All they had to do was not lose to both of the other 2 teams, and they failed. The Loaves of Bread and Snapping Turtles will both be moving on, and of course that does mean the Loaves of Bread are out of contention. The Rose Rollers are out of contention, but the Snapping Turtles are still in this one due to advancing here, and the Loaves of Bread are just here to play spoiler, really, trying to have a good end to the season. They did win the final event last season. They're trying to do the same thing here with the same marble. Roll takes the win of this heat. Shelby, the reserve of the Snapping Turtles, both of those marbles were in Marathon last season, and both of them are in the finale here. Both of them will be moving on to the semifinals. But now we move on to Heat 3, the City Lights, Stone Golems, Flying Saucers, and King Crabs. The City Lights currently 2nd in the standings. They need to advance here if they want to challenge the Red Rockets. And we are off. They're starting off in the lead with the Flying Saucers not too far behind the King Crabs and Stone Golems, trading that 3rd place spot. The City Lights have the lead for now, but the Flying Saucers go by on the straightaway, and now the City Lights are in danger. They need to keep ahead of the King Crabs. They try to go around the outside. It doesn't quite work out, but they will still hold on 2nd, and that will be the end of it. The Flying Saucers and City Lights will both be going to the semifinals. That means the City Lights are still able to win the title. Meanwhile, the King Crabs getting eliminated here is pivotal. That means they are no longer able to win the championship, and the King Crabs will not be 2-time QMC champions, at least not in Season 2. The Stone Golems also going out here. They were another team that was still theoretically in podium contention, but they will not be going any further. Disappointing for them, sending one of their best members, but it is all for naught here. The Flying Saucers, though, playing spoiler here, despite not having any real stake in this game, will be moving on as well, similar to the Loaves of Bread last heat. And we see as they come across the line, the reserve Terran from the Flying Saucers, gold medalist in Sand Moguls in the B-League last season, will be advancing here, as well as Lumen, from the City Lights, silver medalist in Sand Moguls at the very start of this season. But now we move on to the final heat. The Flashbangs, Stingrays, Checkmates, and Soaring Skies. The Flashbangs are already out of contention, but the Stingrays are not. They still have a chance here, and we are off. It's the Checkmates who start off with the lead, but the Stingrays go around on the outside. Now they have the lead, but everyone is still very close in this heat. The Flashbangs trading that advancement shot with the Checkmates. Now the Checkmates go back around. Now the Flashbangs have it once again. Now here come the Soaring Skies and the Flashbangs. They both go around the Stingrays. The Stingrays have choked, and it's over for the Stingrays. They will not be winning the championship. Oh, they came so close, but at the very last moment, both the Soaring Skies and the Flashbangs went around, and those two were at the very back at the start of this heat. What a choke there, and the Checkmates also not going to be able to get it done. This was perhaps the most chaotic heat we've seen yet, and of course that does mean the Stingrays are out of title contention, but a disaster for them. We'll have to see how the results shake out now for the bottom half. Now that we've seen all these eliminated teams go out, there's still some teams that are able to podium depending on how they do in the bottom half, but the Stingrays will choke. They're almost losing to the Checkmates even in the final corner, but at least defending third place well. But Flair, the captain of the Flashbangs, despite being out of championship contention, they will be moving on, and they're still in podium contention, depending on how they do here. The Soaring Skies also advancing, have a chance at a medal, but the Stingrays will get best of the rest. The Checkmates not far behind them. Meanwhile, Pollen Puffs getting dead last with their DNF. But of course, you can see here the standings with 8 points already added for everyone who is advanced. The Red Rockets, City Lights, and Snapping Turtles are the only teams left that can still win. The Ivy League and Flashbangs still have a chance at the podium. Meanwhile, those other three in orange can still get more points depending on how they do. But of course, that means now we are moving on to the semifinals with the City Lights, Red Rockets, Loaves of Red, and Flashbangs. In this one, the City Lights and Red Rockets, both the top two contenders. And we are off as the Loaves of Red starting off with the lead. The City Lights trade that spot with them, but the Red Rockets currently not in the advancement zone. They are the point leaders. The Loaves of Red trying to close in on the City Lights, and they do. The Red Rockets go by as well, but they will lose it there. Now the City Lights are back into the advancement zone. They come around the final corners. The Red Rockets won't be able to hold on, and that means that they are done. The Red Rockets can still win the championship, but the City Lights advancing to the final, that is pivotal for them. It depends on how the results of 5th through 8th shake out, but that gives them a very solid chance of taking the win here. The Loaves of Bread also advancing, trying to play spoiler of the Flashbangs. I believe that means they will not be taking an overall podium this season due to not advancing here. They are way behind the other three. They're out the entire heat, really. But the Loaves of Bread, ever the spoiler in this event, they will be advancing to the final. The City Lights as well, with Lumen trying to become one of the best athletes this season, getting silver in the first event, and now trying to win a championship for their team. But of course, we have to get to the final. And before that even, we have to see the second semifinal. The Snapping Turtles are still in this one as well, trying to challenge the Red Rockets. We'll have to see how the second semifinal goes. The Soaring Skies, Ivy League, Snapping Turtles, and Flying Saucers in the second semifinal. A very green-blue heat. And we are off. It's the Snapping Turtles side by side with the Ivy League, but Shelby will get the advantage, and they're starting off with the lead. The Ivy League not too far behind them, though, and they all slow to a crawl there. They're three all behind each other. The Ivy League go by into the lead now, and the Snapping Turtles are in danger. Here on the Soaring Skies, they shoot by at the last moment, and they take the lead in the final corner. The Soaring Skies, another upset there, another spoiler, and they will be moving on to the final. The Snapping Turtles choked it at the last moment, and that means the Snapping Turtles will not be taking the championship this season, meaning it all comes down to those top two. The Red Rockets and City Lights are the only remaining contenders. We see there the Soaring Skies. They're another team. They have not gotten a single medal this season. They've gone 15 events medalists. We've never seen a team get 0 medals in a 16-event season. When this time they're trying to finally get one. In the 11th hour, they take the win in this heat with another surprising comeback. Meanwhile, the Flying Saucers staying in the back, staying low this entire time. Perhaps just wanted to see how things played out. But their reserve Terran will get 4th place. But Harpy from the Soaring Skies, another miraculous comeback for them. They will be moving on to the final alongside Jewelweed from the Ivy League. But of course, now we see 5th through 8th. The Red Rockets will be getting 5th. Best of the rest. That means that they will have a very solid chance. The City Lights will have to get 1st or 2nd in the final in order to win. You can see the standings there. The Ivy League have a chance at an overall podium, depending on how they do here, if they just get a medal. Meanwhile, the Loaves of Red and the Soaring Skies both here to play spoiler. But now, we see the final. The Soaring Skies trying to finally get a medal. The Ivy League trying to get on the overall podium. The City Lights trying to become champions. And the Loaves of Bread here to play spoiler and all of that. So many stories, but only one can have its happy ending. And we are off. It's the Soaring Skies starting off with the lead. The Loaves of Red right behind them, but the Soaring Skies fly off the course. The Loaves of Red now into the lead. The City Lights trying to get around into 2nd place. They would not win the title with the bronze. The Ivy League trading the lead back and forth. The City Lights make contact, but it's too late. They're trying to fight around, but it's not going to matter. The Loaves of Red defend the silver, and it is over. Lumen of the City Lights cannot get it done. Despite that opportunity being handed to them by the Soaring Skies, they will not be able to catch up to the top two, and it is over despite fighting so hard, perhaps just getting blinded when the lights were brightest. But the City Lights will not be champions of Quack's Marble Clash, and the Ivy League will be taking the final gold of the season. They started this season with the gold in the sand, and they will be finishing it with the gold in the sand. They also won the Marble Cross earlier this season, becoming true sand experts, the Ivy League are, and the Loaves of Bread getting another medal in a finale event. But Lumen from the City Lights has to be absolutely heartbroken that the event would end this way, and even more heartbroken might be Harpy from the Soaring Skies. In their final chance to get a medal, they choked it and flew off the course, and it is over. Jewelweed of the Ivy League will take the gold medal here, and there is Harpy sitting on the sand, stunned and quite literally beached. But the Ivy League will be taking the win. Loaves of Red take the silver, and the City Lights take the final bronze. But of course, as we look at the final results, one team hasn't been brought up, and that is the Red Rockets, who will be taking the championship in Quack's Marble Clash Season 2. Here is your podium. Jewelweed standing atop it. That is the 3rd gold for the Ivy League this season, and the 3rd gold ever for the Ivy League. I have been your host, Quack, and enjoy the closing ceremony.